Now we start realizing, wait a second. You're telling me that always I made an opinion is because I agreed with one news source, and when I want to reach the other one, you're telling me that it's gangsta propaganda? Hey guys, what's up? It's me again. Got another video today about Ukraine. Remember to like, share, hit the notification bell and everything, and subscribe if you like the content, and we're gonna start with the video.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on the whole Russia and Ukraine situation.
You know, here's my first thought is I'm not going nowhere to fight none of these wars for these politicians. I'm staying at home, and when the war comes to Arkansas, I will dig my boots in the ground and I will die for everything I love, and I will not retreat. If this country's invaded and everybody's saying, well, we gotta evacuate, we gotta leave, I will not. I will dig my boots in the Arkansas soil, and I will fight for the people that I love, for the land that I love, and the way of life that I love. But I'm not going overseas to fight. I don't know what's going on, to be honest, brother. I really don't. There's so much stuff, and I don't think nobody knows what's going on fully. There's been so much political corruption in that area. You got Biden and his son making a shit ton of money off of and using our tax dollars to bribe their people. That's treasonous, in my opinion. So you got Hunter Biden and his son using our tax dollars. Hey, if Ukrainian government, if you don't do this, we're taking your tax dollars. He shouldn't be giving our tax dollars to that country anyway. We got veterans out here sleeping on the street, and you're going to give our freaking tax dollars to these Ukrainians and all. Brother, I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm not going over there and fighting, and God bless anybody that's over there fighting, and I hope that the shit just gets solved. And man, I don't like war. You know what I mean? I don't want people dying and all that stuff. I don't want to be, but I don't know what's going on. There's so much stuff that I think that's corrupted that we just don't know what's truly going on over there. And I pray all those people are safe.
And this is a UFC fighter having his own freaking opinion, his own thought, but surprisingly, I've never heard about this guy, but the way he's speaking, I think the same. Why the heck is Biden messing with the government over there, telling them if you don't do certain things, we're not gonna send you more money? Propaganda. You're pushing people in weird direction. And then you put your son that has never had anything related with gas, administrating gas, managing a company of gas, but suddenly he's there in a position of power, the son of a president in another country. Doesn't that sound freaking suspicious? And then I find this other video.
What's going on here is that the West is leading Ukraine down the primrose path. And the end result is that Ukraine is going to get wrecked. And I believe that the policy that I'm advocating, which is neutralizing Ukraine and then building it up economically and getting it out of the competition between Russia on one side and NATO on the other side, is the best thing that could happen to the Ukrainians. What we're doing is encouraging the Ukrainians to play tough with the Russians. We're encouraging the Ukrainians to think that they will ultimately become part of the West, because we will ultimately defeat Putin and we will ultimately get our way. Time is on our side.
Sure.
And of course, the Ukrainians are playing along with this. And the Ukrainians are almost completely unwilling to compromise with the Russians and instead want to pursue a hardline policy. Well, as I said to you before, if they do that, the end result is that their country is going to be wrecked. And what we're doing is, in effect, encouraging that outcome. I think it would make much more sense for us to work to create a neutral Ukraine. It would be in our interest to bury this crisis as quickly as possible. It certainly would be in Russia's interest to do so. And most importantly, it would be in Ukraine's interest to put an end to the crisis.
And this surprised me. It shocked me. It's like the Leaf Village or in Naruto. The big country is helping the other countries, but they don't recognize the country that they're fighting or the country that they're helping. There's a middle ground, which is there are many Ukrainians here and there. And people are fighting. And it showed us that even in Naruto, a freaking anime, that the countries in between, they are getting destroyed because that's the battleground. So the fact that you're a big country, you're the police, and you push people to fight, hey man, you got it going well for you. But there's way more corruption. Do you know how many wars America started or how many wars they participated, and it got worse because you're giving people weapons so they can fight back the bad guy in their own country. And guess what? You're not winning. You're destroying the country more. And when you think you might have won, like you've won the capital of Afghanistan, the embassy has a LGBTQ flag that proves to me, oh my God, you just wanted McDonald's with halal burgers or something like that. You only care about yourself. But you can't convince a capital like, hey, we have won, we have changed these people, we have sports and everything, but the country is way bigger. And then suddenly, when you leave, the 20 years that you were there trying to change the country, you lose it within a few weeks. That doesn't mean that your police is doing something well. It just means that you can never really change people in another country unless you take over the whole country, and you don't have the manpower to do that. American invasion in Libya, bada beam bada boom, with Obama airstrikes and everything. American invasion in Syria, oh my God, more allied airstrikes, bada beam bada boom. Okay, American-led invasion in Iraq. Okay, this one is Obama with Trump and everything. Observation compass, what the heck is this? Founder of the leader of the LRA goes into hiding. Lord Resistance Army? Which country is this? Uganda? Okay, man. Libya? Overthrow Gaddafi. Oh yeah, what's up, brother? I remember this one. It was a long battle. And then what we got? Operation Ocean Ship in Indian Ocean. Somali pirates. What? American invasion. What? Northwest Pakistan? Pakistan? I know, man. Iraq War 2003 to 2011 with the Bush and everything. American intervention Yemen 2002. Still present. Nah, man. I just don't understand how you want to help, and whenever you leave, it gets even worse. For me, it seems like a business that you're going to get a certain amount of money trying to help these people, or trying to build weapons that you can sell these people so they can keep on fighting. I don't know. But it's like the mafia. You beat the big boss mafia, somebody will replace him. It's sad, I know. But it doesn't give me any hope when somebody says, well, I'm doing the right thing, I'm helping. I'm like, really? It seems that the more you help, the more you destroy the country. Especially when you tell them, do this, then you can join NATO. But if you have a genuine opinion, why you understand why Putin is going to be like, amen.
All right. Yeah. Good morning to both of you. I just spoke to the substitute teacher, John Stanton, who's offered a little more clarity about what happened here. He says this was on Friday during a world studies class, world languages class, Spanish. He says he went off script for about 10 minutes to talk to the students about what was happening between Russia and Ukraine, and said that he talked about how he can understand Russia's point of view when it came to attacking Ukraine based on their world perception and their geographics, so to speak. Well, Stanton tells me that he was told that a student recorded him, and then that student showed the recording to their parents, who went to school officials, and without anyone talking to him, he says he received a letter yesterday that he had been suspended. Stanton says he is not pro-Russian. He says he was trying to offer an alternative viewpoint of what was happening in Russia and Ukraine. He says he's lived in Russia and is a journalist who's always observing and asking questions. Now, Stanton says he did encourage his students to seek information sources from both the West and East before forming opinions. And now he did respond to the letter received from Arlington school officials, writing in part this. He says, more was expected of young people long ago. Sheltering them and feeding them one-sided information is a grave mistake with long-term consequences. Now, Stanton does have a very lengthy resume, and as I pointed out in my earlier reports, he has written for some pro-Russia propaganda outlets like Pravda, but he says he counters that he's also written for pro-democracy outlets like Counterpunch, and so there is really quite a balance. Again, he says he's a journalist who observes and writes about things in his long career. He says he's 65 years old, has no intention of re-seeking his job here at Swanson Middle School, because at this point he says he believes it's a lost cause. He says he's a writer, and that's what he'll continue to do.
So you can clearly see, you are not allowed to have an opinion. You're not allowed to read 2 news sources to reach your own freaking opinion. That is the society that we live in. In other words, the idea how they manage COVID, that style of narrative is being done also with Ukraine. Which makes me wonder, imagine that if this was the normal all these years, And suddenly, because of social media, suddenly because they use it for the pandemic, this tactic, now we start realizing, wait a second. You're telling me that always I made an opinion is because I agreed with one news source, and when I want to reach the other one, you're telling me that it's gangsta propaganda? You see how bad this is? Oh my God. I mean, when I got the facts clear, I usually don't have it. But sometimes I'm just like, okay, I see this here and I see this here. Let me put them together and I'll make my own opinion depending which one is more consistent over time. That's how I make my opinion, because everybody can make a good story, but a good story will not stay consistent normally unless I start seeing people blocking other people. Anyway, guys, I think in the end, I came to my own conclusion. I hope there's no more war. That's it. Life is Gucci, but use a lot of news sources to come to your conclusion. If somebody keeps blocking one, it doesn't mean they're right, but maybe there's way more behind it. Hey, that's it, I think, for the video. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about. Write the comment, and see you guys next time. Peace.
Don't get me wrong, mabosa kita bong. Put the fire na me blonde kush hash purple.